Hi everybody, it's Miss Evans here, and I'm just going to be doing a short video today. Try to give you some things to do. We're not going back to school, they said today for sure, so if you want to be learning online, this is going to be a good time for you to do that. So we'll talk some more about that maybe tomorrow, what exactly we're going to be doing. Today we're first going to start with our fact or crud question. Maybe some of you worked on that and tried to figure out what you think, so let's find out if you were right on your answer. So it said the Champion Company manufactured the first hooded sweatshirts during the 1930s to help protect outdoor workers from freezing winter conditions of upstate New York. So if you thought that was fact or crud, I'm going to pause and let you think about that. So it is actually a fact. And I'm going to show you on our computer here. I've got some things. Oops. There we go. Right here. I'll have to pick the phone up because you probably can't see it that far away. So here is a picture of some guys from the early days from the Champion Company. And the Champion was actually established in 1919. By the Feinblum brothers, and it was called the Knickerbocker Knitting Company. And they later would be able to produce uniforms for the Michigan Wolverine teams. They asked them to make their uniforms. And then in 1930, the company renamed themselves, because Knickerbocker's kind of a funny name, to the Champion Knitting Mills Incorporated Company. And they started producing sweatshirts for the U.S. Military Academy. And the military people would train in these for their physical education classes and their training exercises. So if you guessed fact today, you were correct. So that's pretty cool. Now, I'll put you back up here so I can see you and you can see me. Here we go. That was that question for fact. Now got to get my thing going back here. Okay, so we've got our Darth Paper Strikes Back. We're going to go over our word of the day next. So our word of the day is underestimate. So let me switch this around. So there we go. Okay, underestimate. So that's going to be our word of the day. And notice Darth Vader is on there, and he's the Lego Darth Vader, and he's saying don't underestimate. So you need to think a little bit about what that word means. And when we read our chapter today, you need to see if you can hear me say that word underestimate and how it is used in a sentence. And then we will go back and find that word. But you need to be listening when we're reading today and see if you can hear the word as we're reading, if you can find it. There we go. All right. So yesterday we made a prediction, and your prediction was you had to decide by looking at the cover of our book, which is our Darth Paper book, who do you think makes Darth Paper, and what will Darth Paper do to Origami Yoda? Because we've already read Origami Yoda, we know who Origami Yoda is. He is an Origami Yoda made by Dwight, and he is a finger puppet that he wears on his finger, and he gives all of the students advice at McQuarrie Middle School, and they look to Origami Yoda and Dwight for answers to questions. And last year they were trying to decide if they believed in Origami Yoda or not. So in this book, we tried to make a prediction as to who do you think made Darth Paper, and what will Darth Paper do to Origami Yoda? So as we're reading today, we'll see if either one of those questions are answered for us today. So that's what we're going to be doing next. So I'm gonna start reading. Sorry if I use some really nerdy voices. If you're not used to that or don't like that, I understand, because it sounds nerdy, but the kids like it. And I know you kids are watching and you like it when I do dorky voices. So if they're kind of dorky, I'm sorry. And if I make facial expressions while I'm reading, sorry about that too. Okay, so here's our first chapter. And I bet you kids recognize this kid over here, Harvey. It's called Darth Paper Strikes Back by Tommy. It is a dark time at Macquarie Middle School. When did it start? I can tell you exactly when it started. The first day of school. The very first day of 7th grade. We didn't even get one good day. We got like 5 minutes. It was kind of like that scene where Han and Leia think they're going to breakfast with Lando, and they think walking down the hall, and they're thinking, I'd like some chocolate chip pancakes. And then they get to the dining room, and all of a sudden, there's Vader. And no chocolate chip pancakes. So on the first morning of 7th grade, we were all hanging around the library. Me and Sarah, Kellen and Rondella, Lance and Amy. It just felt like everything was perfect. And the whole year was going to be perfect. We were all saying hello, and Kellen was introducing us to this new 6th grader. I think his name is Murky. And they were telling us this crazy story about what happened to them at the skate park. Then, all of a sudden, there's Harvey. Paper Wad Yoda? Sorry, this isn't the year of Paper Wad Yoda. And then he goes, dun, 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 dun. Vader's theme song. And he sticks out his hand, and there it is. An origami Darth Vader. Made out of black paper with shiny silver eyes and a red paper lightsaber. There are a lot of things that might have happened next. I was about to say, that's awesome, because I did think it was awesome. But before any of us guys could say anything like that, Rondella says, oh, it's so cute. And Sarah says, yeah, it really is cute, Harvey. And Amy says, he's so tiny. Harvey was furious, of course. His voice got loud and high-pitched, which is always a bad sign with Harvey. Darth Paper is not cute, he yelled. I love his little lightsaber, Sarah squealed. Ooh, will you make me a pink one? Asked Rondella. I should have known you people would act like this, hollered Harvey. I tried to calm him down a bit. Harvey, relax. They're saying they like it. Here, let me get a good look at it. I reached out for it, but he yanked it away. Shove it, Tommy, he snarled and stomped off. Then he turned around and held up Darth Paper and did a perfect Darth Vader impression. Do not underestimate the power of the dark side. Then he left. You guys are so weird, said Rondella. What did we do? Asked Kellen. Don't blame us for it, but Rondella wasn't listening anymore because some other girls had shown up and they were all hugging and saying, I missed you. And where did you go this summer? And all this kind of stuff. Then they all sat down at one table and we all sat down at the other table. And the perfect morning was over. And so was the perfect year. Harvey's comment. You forgot to mention that I also do the Darth Vader breathing sound. Perfect. Tommy's comment. Good grief. Not only did Harvey and Vader ruin everything, he even tricked me into letting him write his stupid comments in here again. Ugh. And that's the end of the first part. And here is a picture right here. You can see that. That's C-3PO and R2-D2, but it's really Harvey and Tommy. And it says, Harvey and Tommy, they kind of remind me of somebody because the person who draws all the little doodles in here is Kellen, their other friend. And so he's saying they remind him of these characters from the Star Wars movies. Okay, so let's talk about our word and our predicting skill. So was your prediction about who do you think makes Darth Paper, was that right? Because in that first part right there, it told us who made Darth Paper, which is Harvey. So if you guessed Harvey or something about Harvey, then you would be correct. Harvey is the creator of Darth Paper in this book, and we found that out. Now, did this particular section tell us what will Darth Paper do to Origami Yoda? No, so we do not know that prediction yet. It has not been answered. So the first part was answered. We know who made Darth Paper, and it is Harvey. Okay, so our word was underestimate. Now, here's what it says in the book. Then he turned around and held up Darth paper and did a perfect Vader impression. Do not underestimate the power of the dark side. So I want you on your paper today, after hearing how the word underestimate was used in that sentence, to write down what you think underestimate means in your own words. Write your own definition. And then if you want to, after you try to figure it out on your own, that was using context clues, then you can go back and look on your phones, because I know you're going to. We're good at that, looking up words. And you can put all your things like we do in our Word Nerd page in our classroom. So you could put what part of speech it is, use it in a sentence. You can put the definition, synonyms or antonyms, any of that. And then we will look at that tomorrow. But if you just want to try to do it on your own, when the sentence was, do not underestimate the power of the dark side. So that's how underestimate was used in our story today. Okay, so we're going to be done with that part. Now, we are going to have an assignment, which I'm sure you're not happy about, but we need to keep working on our writing skills. And so let's look at here. Let me get the phone and put it this way so I can see while I'm talking. Okay, so today is National Waffle Day. So that's a really fun day. With everything that's going on, I think this is a perfect writing assignment. It'll be kind of fun for you to do. So what I want you to do is, because it's National Waffle Day, and look at all those yummy waffles. I mean, look at that kind there. Yes. They come in all different kinds and colors and shapes, flavors, yum. Okay, so anyway, it's National Waffle Day today, so we are going to have a writing assignment because Wednesday is our Writing Wednesday day, so we're going to have a writing assignment. Now let me flip my slide. Okay, so today we are going to write a persuasive story convincing me, as your teacher, that waffles are or are not the best breakfast food. Sorry about that. That's alliteration right there. Best breakfast. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to write this persuasive story. It needs to have, and you can see down here, oh, let me get my pointer. Right here. 5 paragraphs, which includes an introduction, and then the next 3 paragraphs will each be a reason why or why not you like waffles, and then a conclusion. Then we also need to have a catchy sentence at the beginning and the end. That is to get the attention of the reader. And then the third thing you need to do is use a variety of adjectives or describing words. We know when we're trying to convince someone of something, we need to use lots of describing words so that they can visualize what our stand is on something. And so if we're not describing it in a good way, then they cannot understand where we're coming from. So use a lot of good adjectives, describe what you either like or do not like about waffles and why you think they are or are not the best breakfast food. And I will expect you to have this done by Friday, and then we're gonna I don't know how we're gonna read them live. I want you to get them done, and then so you have 2 days, because you have today, which is Wednesday, and then you have Thursday, and then you can post on Friday. So we'll figure out some place that you can post that. Maybe it'll be on Messenger, maybe it'll be on Facebook, I don't know. So get your story done. It needs to have 5 paragraphs because you're in the 5th grade, an introduction, 3 reasons, and a conclusion, catchy sentence at the beginning and end, and use a variety of adjectives today. Please try to use complete sentences, capital letters, punctuation. I'm not going to give you an amount of sentences you have to have in each paragraph. You just decide today what you think is best for your description. And try to persuade me one way or the other, whether you really think waffles are yummy or you think they're gross. All right, so there's that. Now let's come back this way. All right, goodness, there, okay. So we've got that done. So our writing assignment. So now it's time for our question. Oh my, that's pretty funny. Okay, so now it's time for our question of the day for tomorrow. So I'm going to give you the question, and then you're going to decide if you think it's fact or crud, but it's for tomorrow. So our question is, I have a little calendar that has these on it, so it's pretty cool. All right, it says, the ancient Egyptians began the tradition of celebrating birthdays by putting lit candles in a small clay cat statue for each year of a person's life. So one more time. The ancient Egyptians began the tradition of celebrating birthdays by putting lit candles in small clay cat statues for each year of a person's life. So you have to decide if the ancient Egyptians began the tradition of celebrating birthdays. And that's your question for fact or crud for today. So I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. We'll see tomorrow what's going to happen in Origami Yoda's second book, which is Darth Paper Strikes Back. We now know that Harvey is there and he has created Darth Paper, and poor Tommy is already saying that he has ruined the first day of school of 7th grade because he ran off all the girls with his crazy Darth Paper, and the girls were like, it's so cute, and it made Harvey mad, and they're just like, y'all are just weird, we're taking off. So we're going to find out tomorrow if maybe you're predicting about if Origami Yoda's going to show up or not, because where's Dwight? He wasn't in that first part. And where's Origami Yoda? He was the main character last year. So hope you enjoyed our first chapter, and do your writing assignment. Enjoy National Waffle Day today. Maybe you can convince your mom or your dad or grandma or whoever you're with right now to make you some delicious waffles, because that is what I'm going to make Colton for breakfast today, because he's home, because he has nowhere to be, because they kicked him out of OSU because of the coronavirus. So we're all here together. Hope you are enjoying your day, and I miss you, and we'll see you tomorrow. Bye.